We're now live. Hello there. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending what part of our wonderful world you happen to be joining us from. My name is Greg Peloquin and my co-host,
Dennis Wilson.
Welcome everybody to our MLM Mastermind training powered by Hour a Day. There we go.
And why is it powered by Hour a Day? Because to build a successful MLM business, you need
an hour a day.
There we go.
And that's the reason we can do this. We should go over just the
general rules,
the rules
and regulations.
Yeah. Why we can do this generically, because there's no recruiting. Don't sit there and ask us, what company we're with. Don't promote covertly some URLs during the chat box and try to push, sell, or convince somebody about your company. Take your company hat off. Leave it at the door.
Put your I want to be MLM awesomeness hat on.
Because that's what this is all about.
And let's get to work.
Yeah, exactly. Because we're talking here, and we do this every week to help you grow your MLM team. And it doesn't matter what company you're with. This is for all MLM'ers, all companies. Dennis and I have a combined over 45 years of MLM experience.
I would never admit to that because then I can be aged appropriately.
So we both happen to have been $1 million income earners as distributors in the industry in more than one company. So, we've done this, we've made it happen. And we're just going to share some of the things that work for us and some of the things that didn't work for us. If we can shortcut your road to success and give you a few things that we wish we would have known 20 years ago. Can you imagine?
No, I can't even say that. I can say that I wish I would have listened to them when I was told them instead of do it my own way. I probably would have got there a whole lot quicker. So, the tips and advice you're getting out there, if you implement them, they'll blow your mind. If you don't implement them, you can be like me and take 10 years to get $1 million of income in a year.
That's terrible. It took you 10 years? Man, what kind of networker are you?
My friends told me, oh man, it took you 10 years. And I'm sitting there going, okay, so you're working for 60 grand a year for 10 years. You're still working for 60 grand for 10 years. I was making 2, 3, 5, 8,000, 10,000 a month all this time. And yeah, you're right. It took me 10 years. So you just stay right where you are, enjoy, and took them off my list. But that can happen, right? This is the MLM journey. It takes a bunch of effort. We got to learn to do things. We got to get out of our comfort zone. We got to unlearn bad habits and learn new skills. And that's what we're here to help with.
Did you say we have to learn skills?
You got to learn skills.
What?
No, you weren't born a network marketer, man.
I got to learn skills.
Yeah.
This actually is work. I mean, this doesn't happen. I just don't go online.
You're going to need to exercise. You're going to need to build your arm muscles because building a successful MLM, contrary to a lot of the internet experts trying to sell you their internet expert course, you do need to be able to lift your phone. Now, lifting it up and looking at it.
Mine's smaller. It doesn't weigh as much.
To text is not good enough. You actually have to be able to hold it with one arm and get it all the way up to your ear to talk to people. Sometimes they're like 10 or 12 minutes at a time.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, you can put it down in between and take a break.
Can you use your headset?
You could if you don't want to work on your biceps. Absolutely.
All right, because I don't want all the EMF going to my brain.
Oh, that's all right. It just juices me up. I mean, so today's topic is how to go to business networking events as an MLMer and not have the parting of the seas happen around you because you're doing it wrong. So we just want to help people with ways to go out there to meet new people that might be interested in joining their business, but not be a dick about it.
That's true. That's true. Our mentor used to have a joke, and he did this. He'd be at a hotel, he'd be at an event, and he'd want to go to the hot tub, and the hot tub was packed full. It was a full hot tub, and he wanted to clear the hot tub, so he'd walk in, and he would get in the hot tub and he'd go, "Hi, my name is Greg and I'm in multi-level marketing. Anybody want to buy some soap?" And it would clear the empty.
Perfect. Watch out for this guy. Yeah. So, I mean, I guess this isn't even advice just about a business networking event. This is actually just good advice. And I think the first thing I would say, Craig, is when you go to a networking event, be you as if you were in business versus being you as an MLMer. So what I mean by that is when somebody says, "Hey, what do you do?" "Oh, I work with a company called," let's pick Amway because then it doesn't sound like we're promoting anything. Okay. "I'm with a company called Amway." "Oh, cool." It's not, "I'm with a company like Amway and you really should come and talk about this because I got to tell you, we got the best soap on the planet and you can make a whole bunch of money and you're going to get rich and holy crap, hang on, you know what? Just come right over here. I got some samples and I got some brochures and you should come over here because I'm going to help you out with this right now." You would never do that if you were there selling Small Business Dream. I got a CRM software package and I go to a business networking event and someone says, hey, what do you do? I say, well, I sell a little product called Small Business Dream, and it's a CRM type of product to help you collect, control, and utilize your data to increase sales. Oh, cool. I don't keep talking. I don't say, you know what, come on over here. Let's get you going on a free trial. And you know what? Don't worry. It's money back guarantee because it's going to be okay. You don't need to worry about a thing. The products are good. You can actually make money. I promise. It's guaranteed. It's not one of those things. Holy crap. Stop putting up objections in people's minds.
Or worse, you come up with that creative title.
Oh,
come on.
God, stab me now. Right in the eye.
What do you do for a living? I am a second income specialist. Oh. There we go.
That's why your suit's so crappy, apparently.
I mean, but people do. They've been taught
I'm a lifestyle engineer. I'm anything except a proud distributor of MLM company blah.
And then people are so scared to say that they're a distributor with the company. How many people in MLM, my business, my company, they make it sound like they own the MLM. If you don't own your own MLM company, you cannot say it's your company. All right. I've owned my own MLM company. I could say that back then.
But Craig, how are they going to have any faith in me whatsoever? So let's talk about that for a sec. I think the reason people go into this bizarre hiding mode is we get so up our own butt about what we're doing. Well, I'm in company ABC, and company ABC tells me that everybody knows about company ABC, and it's a wonderful company. So when I talk to people about company ABC, they should know what it is. I guarantee you, other than maybe Amway, I don't think there's an MLM on the planet that you can say. I don't even think it's true with Amway.
Well, Avon, Avon lady, that's pretty much.
But no, talk to a millennial and they have no idea what an Avon lady is. Wow. Talk to a millennial, they've probably never heard of Amway. So, unless you're in one of those multi-billion, been around since the beginning of MLM times, nobody knows what it means when you say I'm a distributor with ABC. They're business people. So they're thinking, hey, this guy's a distributor for Pfizer. So that's cool. So this guy's a distributor for whatever the heck company he said, right? As long as you don't go overboard into, oh my God, and it's this and it's this and it's this. Make friends first. What do? I'm a distributor in
XYZ company.
XYZ company. Yeah. Great. So how's that work? Oh, no problem. I build a little team of sales reps and I get paid for doing it. Cool. You're just getting me started up, man. Get me riled up.
You're shaking. Is that the coffee from your Small Business Dream mug or your hour a day mug?
Everyone goes wrong because they think that it's an invitation to vomit all over you. They're being polite.
Yes.
They expect you to be polite back. So be polite. So how's that going for you? Fantastic. How's your business going for you?
What do you do? Keep on putting it back.
Exactly. What do you do? Stop talking about yourself and they're going to become your friend. Keep talking about you. They're not going to like you.
And that's the key, Dennis. And everybody needs to understand the key to being successful at these networking events and being the boss. The key is to just go out there and make friends.
Make friends. Learn about them.
You're not there to sell your products or your business opportunity. I'm going to repeat that.
Yeah.
You are not going to these events to sell your business opportunity or your products. You are there to make friends with people because it's not going to happen the first time. It's probably not going to happen the second time you meet them, but you need to consistently be seen at these local. I mean, when you talk about use your app, your Small Business Dream or your Hour a Day app as an example. I mean, you're not even known as the Small Biz Dream guy.
No,
you're known as the bunker ring guy, the cool little thing for the back of the phone guy.
I was. And now what's happened is I'm known as Vancouver's premier small business consultant.
But look how it started.
It started
how many
bunker.
Did that happen? Did that happen on the very first time?
No, heck, I went to probably 25 events before people started bringing me people. And there's the magic. If you network like a boss and you get to know people and you make friends with people, magic starts to happen. The next event you go to, somebody's going to know somebody who's also in MLM or likes MLM or has heard about it and they kind of understand what you do, but they're not sure. And they're going to bring people to you. You're not going to be working the room. The room will start working you as long as you create valuable relationships with people, connect people, give value to people. That isn't just what you're selling or doing.
So let's talk about that, making friends. So and let's use your app as an example because to me, when I'm out there networking at networking events, and I'm the VP of an MLM company, I don't build a downline. So I'm not out there recruiting people. I'm out there, once again, making friends, making connections.
Yeah.
I'm trying to offer to people something that can help them in their everyday lives.
Yes.
And Dennis, you've got something that will help a networker and a non-networker.
That's correct.
In no matter what business they happen to be. So you've got the perfect tool that everybody that is listening can use to make friends first. And when I say how important that is, when I walk, I do have one of these, and you'll notice it has Small Business Dream Small Biz Dream on the back. So I've got this little bunker ring, and it's really cool. And we talked about what are these things, and they go on the back of your phone. And that's how we started doing the events and going to, now you said 25 events you've been to. 25.
Well, no, I did 25 in the first 6 weeks.
Right. And that must have cost you like thousands and thousands of dollars.
I think it cost me probably about 200.
So it's not a lot of money, everybody, because a lot of them are free, right?
A lot of them are free, but the reality is the ones that weren't free are where I got my better contacts, right?
True.
You want to go and get a bunch of people that are likely to be not able to join your opportunity, go to all free events, because then you're with all the people who can't afford to go to a paid event. You want to find an event that costs $25, you've instantly upped the demographic of who you might run into.
Yeah.
It's another way to network like a boss. Go to the free events and then determine if anybody there is the kind of person you're looking for.
Now, using your app, this is the great thing. So if you're in MLM, obviously you're going to be using the Hour a Day app because that's the MLM version of it. And if you're not in MLM, you're going to use the Small Biz Dream app. You can, so Hour a Day, Small Biz Dream. Okay. They're the identical app. It's just one's got MLM speak and one doesn't.
That's correct.
Right. Now, here's the advantage of approaching somebody in a more generic way. When I'm talking to somebody, instead of me trying to sell them on my business opportunity, I just ask them simply questions like you did. You taught me this, Dennis. You know, hey, at the end of one of these events, don't you hate it when you get home and you got a pile of business cards?
Yeah.
And what do you have to do with those business cards when you get home? You've got to enter them into whatever CRM
or
follow-up system
or no follow-up, just send them one at a time like most people.
Yeah. But somehow you've got to take those names and then you got to enter them into a system, and it's a big pile and it ends up on your desk right here. Sure. And then the next day they get pushed over to here, and they get pushed over to here, and then eventually they fall off your desk into the circular filing cabinet.
That's right.
Because it's been 2 weeks and you haven't followed up and the leads are dead.
That's right. And even if you did follow up, you're an idiot because now they're just not like you very much. Why would they want to do business with you when it took 2 weeks for you to reach out and say hello?
So instead of that, at a live networking event, can you imagine if you could say to somebody, look, I know this happens all the time. Do you have your card? I've got a solution to that. Sorry, I moved, so it went in and out of focus. So let me take your card, and you take somebody's business card and literally take a photograph of it with your phone through the Small Business Dream app or the Hour a Day app. Imagine that goes to a live transcription service, a real human being.
Real human does it so that it's right.
And then within the next 5 minutes or so,
we promise an hour, but usually it's 2 to 5 minutes.
Yeah, you think about, so I say the next 60 minutes while you're still at the event, that person, if their emails go to their phone, actually gets your first follow-up email that you've customized before the event.
Yeah, and you customize it really simply because the more micro focus you do things, the more engagement you'll get. So you're going to make sure that your first event, and this is, again, whether you're using Small Business Dream, Hour a Day, or just manually doing stuff at networking events, this is a tip that will change your results dramatically. Don't just send the exact same email to everyone. Well, you do, but you have to customize it in a way that makes them feel like it isn't the exact same email to anyone. So what you do is you simply put, hey, it was great meeting you at the Business in Vancouver Top 100 Small Companies Awards ceremony last night at the Sheraton, Vancouver. Now they think you wrote it right to them, even though you wrote it to everyone that you met at that event. So if you make sure people feel like it's not automated, you'll get response out of them. If you just simply say, nice meeting you event the other day, you're not going to get anybody answering you, even if you didn't automate it and you sent it personally, because they're going to go, another automated crappy response. Why do I want to talk to this guy?
Let's use a real life example. We were out at an event, and then we went out for a drink with one of the guys at the event. Yes. We're sitting there at the bar, and his phone rings, and he goes, "Can you believe there's some idiot right now out there with all the cards, and he's actually gone and typed in an email and sent it to me right away." And then it goes, "That was me. It was automated." The guy goes, "No way! That's the coolest thing I've I've ever seen.
You know.
But when you think about it, he's thinking there's somebody out there. Literally, the event's over, and he's madly, because that's what he obviously had been doing with his business cards. He didn't have a system. When he realized there was a system, Dennis was having a drink.
There's a better way
with the guy, and the emails coming out automatically. Right. These are the things that are going to help you be a better networker. Now, you've got their name. You sent them something that can help them with their business.
Now, let me give you another tip. This is something I've just started to implement recently, and it is amazing. So, one of the difficulties when you're in a business networking function as an MLM'er is, what do you talk about them with after the fact by your emails that isn't just selling? So it's a little bit harder sometimes to figure out what to say to someone that you've met in a business networking environment to just keep them engaged with you as a human. And the truth is that happens in a business networking environment when you're B2B as well. So I'm in there talking to someone that's a humongous company that's already using Salesforce and already has, like, you know, millions of dollars hooked into their automation systems. They're not my target. They're not my customer. But you know what? If I treat this guy as a human being, he's at other networking events. So what I've started to do, which is really cool because it forces me to be a better business networker and talk less than I listen. And I've started to just go, you're at a business networking event that serves alcohol or drinks. The guy's holding a beer. So are you a beer guy? What do you like? Do you like regular beers or craft beers more? Get a conversation about beer. He's going to say to you, no, I actually hate beer, but I was just thirsty, so I'm having one. I actually like red wine. Oh, really? And then what's going to happen, whether you have our, you know, an hour a day type system or not, is if you're paying attention, you're going to be able to steer the conversation to what alcohol does he like. If he's a non-drinker, great. If he's a wine drinker, if he's a scotch drinker, you're going to learn something about him. And he's going to think it's pretty neat that you asked. And then you're going to ask him, what kind of hobbies do you have? Oh, do you play them or watch them? Right? So you start learning to ask for information. And then, of course, if you have something like Small Business Dream, when you scan his card, you'll have it set up that all those information points are there for you to say, okay, so he liked to watch soccer, he was a red wine drinker, and he liked beach volleyball. All of those things could be, whether, again, if you have an automation system, great. If not, try to turn around and write on the back of the card that he's a beer drinker, because then what you can do is you can eventually collect enough data where you can say, hang on, everyone who's a beer drinker, I'm going to send them an email that says, hey, you know what? When we met, you said you were a beer drinker. I just found this really cool thing about the history of beer I thought you might be interested in. Now, in an MLM situation, you've just had a complete friendly connection, nothing about your business discussed in the email. If you're using our system, you set it to go out 35 days from now. It's all automated still, but they're not going to feel it. And they don't. I get 85% response rates to my, hey, I remember you being a red wine drinker. And people are like, how did you do that? And I'm thinking to myself, when I met you, I told you about my app that does this automatically. And even when it happens to you, you forget that I told you it's going to happen. Awesome. Yeah. Just awesome.
Yeah.
And I get huge feedback. And then all of a sudden, when you do that with your red wine and you do that with the hobby, and he's getting these random connect points with you that he doesn't know are preset. I want to say contrived, but they're not. They're real, legitimate information you research on the internet, right? Now, all of a sudden, you're becoming his friend, and he wants to help you because you're the nicest guy ever. His wife doesn't even know what he likes to drink, and you do. So this allows you to become the boss of the networking event, because now more and more people don't know this guy. This guy's an amazing networker. I mean, this guy, wow, you got to meet him. Because when you just talk about yourself, you bore the crap out of people. When you just talk about and ask questions of them, you're way better. If you go one step further and you actually track that data and utilize it, now we're talking seriously networking like a boss.
And of course, when you're doing it, show them what you're doing. There's not a problem with showing them. Look, this is this cool little app, by the way. You know, of course, wouldn't you like to be able to know the information about the people you're talking with here? I've got a little way that I can follow up with you, because let's face it, by the time I walk 5 minutes, you know, after 5 minutes, you've forgotten my name if I wasn't wearing a name tag.
Even then, you probably forgot my name.
Right. So then you got to look at it. So, you know, unfortunately, I'm named after a list, so everybody remembers my list.
Craigslist?
Yeah, Craigslist. So, I mean, it's easy.
What was your name again?
so it's simple, you know, and you know, you were a Beach Boy.
I was.
There you go.
I was the one that died.
Is Is that a good thing?
I don't know.
Okay. Anyways, so people looking out going, what? What?
Huh?
Beach Boy? They're Googling it right now.
Right.
Googling Dennis Wilson.
Dennis Wilson. Don't worry. There's 6 million entries of the Beach Boy. You want to find me, you go Dennis Wilson, MLM, come right up.
There you go. There's only one Craig Peloquin. So, you know,
really? Like in the whole world?
Yeah.
Wow, you're unique, eh?
I am.
Or your parents just hated you.
So when you're out there at the event, you're wanting to make friends. You literally almost have to take your MLM hat off.
You should make friends first. It's okay to say, hey, look, you know, do you do anything on the side? It's okay to probe a little bit. Just make sure that 80% of the conversation is you asking them things about them. That's how you make people like you. I know it sounds crazy, but we got 2 of these and 1 of these. Yep. It's supposed to be the ratio. You know, there's that old MLM legend. I don't know if it's true or not, about the guy that gets onto the airplane. His job is to sit beside someone on a flight from LA to New York, or maybe it was New York to LA. You know what? Who the heck knows? But it's a good story.
It's a good story.
And he's told, we want you to simply ask this person who's sitting beside you questions about them and reveal nothing about yourself. 5 hours later, they grab the guy as he comes off the plane and they say, hey, how was your flight? Fantastic. Hey, you know, did you have anyone interesting sitting beside you? Man, I was sitting beside the most interesting guy around. Really? What was his name? Don't know. Well, what did he do for a living? Not really sure. Well, where was he from? You know, I don't recall much about him. But was he ever a nice guy? We prefer to talk about ourselves than listen to other people talk about themselves. It's just a selfish little thing we were born with. So utilize that to your advantage. Ask questions, ask questions, ask questions. Collect data. Use the data later. Everything you collect can be used used to foster them along in the future if you're collating it in a way that it can be used.
And that's really what it's all about. And the same goes online, but we're really talking about, you know, in the summer, getting out to events, but you got to physically, you can't just build this business online. I'm going to say that again. You can't just build this business effectively online. I don't care what your upline tells you. That's right. Okay. They can tell you all they want. All right. You need to make meaningful connections. If you are meeting somebody online, and I do meet a lot of people through LinkedIn. I use LinkedIn as a very effective tool, but I pick up the phone and call them and meet them and talk to them and create a real connection with them as soon as humanly possible. I don't wait until I've been connecting with them for months and after I sent them a bunch of emails they've forgotten about me. Yep. If I connect with somebody, as soon as I connect with them, and you can go back through on the hour a day and some of the you got a whole training training on how I use LinkedIn effectively as a business tool to meet people. Yep. And anybody that you talk to that's met me on LinkedIn, they'll tell you, we formed a connection. We got on the phone and we had a conversation. Yeah, because we took high tech and high touch, and we have to combine them together because you can't do just one. Cannot push a button and be successful.
Yeah, there's a lot of systems out there that say you can. And, you know, we recommend that you certainly should buy them and or don't just flush the money down the toilet. But that's up to you because the guy that makes the money on those systems is the guy that sold you the system. So chances are he is a successful network marketer in some company and he has a system, no question. But there's very little chance that his system is what made him the successful network marketer. His system would have been getting the people for him to then do the right things with. So you don't want to be thinking that the system is doing it all for you. The system, any system, even an hour a day, it's there to warm up the people and keep them warm and supplement or amplify your actual person-to-person interactions. It doesn't replace your person-to-person interactions. Phone calls, you do a phone call, guess what? You just got ahead of the line of every idiot out there using an all automated system. Phone people, make relationships, make friends. My God, what happened if someone didn't join your business but became your new best friend? Would that suck? Well, probably not. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's networking like a boss.
And it's about timing, because you're not going to connect with people always at the right time in their life that they want to go and join your business. That's right. There's so much stuff going on behind the scenes that you don't know about. You know, their kids are in trouble. It's not doing well at school. Their
business went bankrupt.
Something's happened. You know, there's a bunch of stress going on. There's even though in your mind you've got all the objection handling skills in the world to say why they should be joining, in their mind they're not ready yet. The timing isn't right. The timing isn't good. But if you're the person that follows up, I mean, in your system that you sell MLM software, how many times it's a year, 2 years, even more that your system's done the follow-up.
Yep.
And they call you a year because in the initial contact, the MLM they were going to start failed. Never got off the ground. Never got off the ground. And all of a sudden, a year and a half later, they finally got everything together. But your emails have still been following up.
Yeah. And I also pick up the phone every now and then and say hello, as long as the person seemed to be still a qualified person. So I combine all of the touches that the system does automatically with picking up the darn telephone. And do I talk to many of these people? No. In fact, there's a bunch of them on the call tonight. I don't talk to them very often, but I bet you if they think about it, I left them the odd voicemail they didn't reply to. And that's good enough. That's a touch. That's me doing my job as a professional salesperson. Ooh.
Oh, salesperson.
You gotta be a salesperson in MLM, Craig.
You do? Yeah.
Oh, man. I gotta learn sales skills.
Well, share skills.
Share skills?
Sales skills. Same thing.
Okay.
And we can go sharing. You can candy coat it all you want. At the end of the day, somebody is buying a product
or a service
from you. Yeah. At the end of the day, somebody's whipping out their credit card and paying for something.
Yep.
Right. So, I mean, you can call it what you want. You can be scared. I actually personally believe that salespeople don't do well at networking because they're not coachable a lot of the times. They got in their brain that, it's all about the sale, and they forget about the follow-up and the training.
I would back off on that and say that non-professional salespeople, I would agree. So people that are not about, how do you say it without offending salespeople? Yeah, so I mean, a professional salesperson is about creating value for their client. A not so professional salesperson tends to be about ramming it down someone's throat. And unfortunately in MLM, we're more often taught the non-professional skills, the closing tactics, the whatever, instead of the creating value. And it's funny because if we talk more about the value and the benefit to the client than instead of the features and amazingness of our opportunity, oh man, we'd all just have such bigger teams.
Well, the biggest difference too in between network marketing and sales is that in traditional sales, as a salesperson, you're done when you make the sale.
Correct.
In network marketing, you just get started with that enrollment. That's when your job begins. But unfortunately, too many people in MLM still think that's when their job ends.
That's right. Oh, I got him in. He'll go to the company training. He'll figure it all out. And you know what? He might, but he probably needs a little bit of help and support from you to get him deep enough into the process that he can do it without you. In the beginning, they're buying into you, which is why just doing it online doesn't work so well. Forming a proper relationship does, because in the end, they're buying into you as much as they're buying into your company.
Now let's talk about buying into you, because if you happen to be one of those people whose online presence is scattered, because this is really important, even though you're going to be building face-to-face, person-to-person, guess what they're going to do when they get home?
They're going to Google you.
They're going to Google you. Exactly. I mean, that's what you do. I mean, they're gonna try to find you on Facebook. They're gonna try to find you on LinkedIn. They're gonna Google you,
and they will find you.
And they will, because you know what? You can't hide anymore. I mean, heck, they can find out where you live now. They can see a satellite photo of your house.
That's right.
So if you say you're living in Beverly Hills, you better have a Beverly Hills address.
That's right.
Okay, because people are gonna look and go, "Ooh, that's his card. That's where he lives." Oh
gosh,
they can figure stuff out. The fake it till you make it doesn't work anymore in 2016. So. But having said that, I've gone and talked to so many people and met them, and then go onto their LinkedIn profile or go onto their Facebook, and they're doing two things wrong. One of two things. They're either hiding what they're doing, so they're not proud of the MLM company that they're with, so they just put in, I'm a network marketing professional.
But why? They do that because they're convinced that they were the only person on the planet left interested in MLM when they joined. So if they put they're in MLM, everyone's going to instantly be not interested because they were the last human being on the planet interested in MLM. And that's where it comes from.
Yeah.
Has to be. What's the other reason for not saying you're in MLM? You liked it. You joined. Why might someone else not see your profile and go, cool, MLM, or looking for one?
Or you've got, you're running 4 of them.
Yeah.
Or fine. You got okay, what's behind door number 1, door number 2? I'm gonna tell you this.
That's gonna make me believe in you.
Yeah. And I've seen that happen, even in recently, with people that I'm connected with. I see them, they're talking about one thing, and I'm seeing the Facebook posting all of this thing, and all of a sudden a new post comes out, and from the same guy that's just been talking about the same thing, and he's all excited, new company, and all of a sudden, boom, hey, have you seen this?
Oh my God, look what I found now.
Have you seen this? You got to check this out. This is totally amazing. Now, what kind of confused message are you giving to the person that you just enrolled in your company when all of a sudden you're posting about something else that you're completely and totally excited about?
Yeah.
And then, you know, and this is not going to sit well with me, a new distributor that just joined XYZ company with you, and I see you posting about how excited you are about something else.
Yeah. The reality is your current MLM probably prohibits it. So the reality of MLM is you, depending on the terms and conditions of the company you're with, most companies have at the very least a no cross sponsoring. Correct. Now, no cross sponsoring goes as far as if you have a Facebook group that has people in it that you did not personally enroll, and you suddenly show something that is not about your MLM company that you built the group for, you are officially cross sponsoring, and you would absolutely should be expected. You should expect
some sort of disciplinary action,
discipline or complete termination.
Yeah, it can happen. So. But it's all about integrity. I mean, we've been in this industry. We're on our 23rd year. I know.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. So let's go back to integrity. So you're at a business networking event, and it's your turn to say your 45 seconds, and you get up and say, "I'm a lifestyle engineer." And then later on, you and I have a little chat, and I find out that you're a distributor in ABC company that's MLM. And I go, "Well, that's cool." So right from the beginning, you've been lying to me. So you're probably not the kind of person I want to do business with. Why didn't you just say you're a distributor in ABC company? Because actually, I was kind of interested in that until you lied to me the first thing out of your mouth. You didn't just lie to me. You lied to everyone in the room. Why do we teach people to lie? Well, why do other people teach people to lie? We don't teach people to lie.
No.
Why do they do that?
I don't know why people are so scared to use those 3 letters MLM.
If they hate it, they hate it. Move on.
Wouldn't you rather know?
You're at a business networking event. There's other people.
Yeah.
Next.
I mean, come on. I mean, we could go even further. I mean, because people even use other terms for multi-level marketing. It's network distribution. It's person-to-person marketing. And they even try to soften the blow. It's consumer direct marketing. Not trying to go and say anything about anybody else. I'm just using other terms. Sorry, everybody that uses that term, but I mean that's one I don't agree with.
I'm going to tell you straight up that saying you're in MLM is the most awesome thing to say, because that's the one that's least understood. So you can tell the absolute truth and have people have no idea what the heck you're talking about.
What is MLM?
It's fantastic. What's MLM? Well, that pyramid selling stuff. Oh. Well, why do you do that? It's awesome. Why don't you? I mean, come on, and then move on. Ask about them. Yeah,
I mean, I mean, most people have a second or third or fourth income stream. Right? I mean, they do. People have a side income stream. Typically, one income is not enough. And the easiest side income stream to get into is multi-level marketing, which is why
expensive.
Most people have something there. So, I mean, I've even gone to networking events and just asked them, so what do you do on the side? Okay, here's your business. So what kind of side income are you have? What MLM are you involved in? Because I'm assuming you're probably involved in some home business or a multi-level marketing company. Right. And people are always taken aback going, well, why would you? How did you know?
And guess what happens? 30% of the time they go, I absolutely am.
Yeah.
And then you're like, cool. So you just made a friend, and then it's all about the slow burn. You made a friend who's in MLM. So you could sort of pose the question at that point. But what's best to do is say, hey, look, I'm here to make as many new connections as I can tonight, but I would love to follow up with you more. And of course, one of the things as far as what industry they're in that you have in your survey is MLM. And of course, when you click the magic button after you scan their business card, they're going to be entered into an email series that reminds them that you're very eager to get together and just have a chat and be mentors to each other. And of course, at that chat, you become mentors to each other, but you also get the ability to explore if they're focused
or open. Exactly. I mean, we learned that from the beginning. Do not, everybody, if you meet a network marketer, do not get into the you show me yours, I'll show you mine routine. Didn't work in grade 3, and it's certainly not going to work now. All right. Yeah. It doesn't. I mean, if they're focused on what they're doing, share with them a tool like Hour a Day or some of the other really cool apps that are available, like the MLM List Creator app. I mean, there's some great stuff.
Share with them things that are beneficial to building their MLM and are not specific to yours. They're not about you. They're just about them. They're just about you being a good person, helping them. And then they'll try to do the same for you. Or if they can't do the same for you, you're slowly going to edge up in their mind as far as your capabilities in MLM. So when their belief does go down, they'll probably even come to you and say, hey, can we have a coffee? I'm not so happy where I'm at. Do you think we could have a coffee and have a chat? Timing is everything.
And if you're the one that's followed up, and you're the one that was a friend, and you're the one that didn't push, sell, and convince, I mean, it happened in your own life. I mean, and that was about 7 years of follow up and friendship.
Almost 10.
Yeah. So almost 10. There you go. So over like 10 years of you guys just being friends
and not talking to each other in a prospecting way about business at all. 10 years later, my company went broke, and I went to him and said, you know what? I think I got one more in me. You got to talk to me. So he flew me into his company. He was a nice guy. Flew me right into his company, you know, put me up in all the best of the best and wooed me in, and I joined, and you know, 10 years he waited. He got a return on his investment. I didn't stay with him long because I didn't end up liking the company that much, but he did get a return on his investment. I brought him an awful large team in a short period of time.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about. You don't know what's going on. It's about timing, and that's where using things like the app, the Hour Day app, or when they're not in network marketing. Because you know what? When I first got involved in MLM, I'd never done MLM before. I didn't even know anything about it. Right. You weren't, but both of us had small businesses.
I remember literally someone I called said it's one of those pyramid things, and I'm like, oh crap, what's he mean by that? You know what? Hang on. I call my upline. Is this one of those pyramid things? He goes, who's asking? Well, the guy I'm talking to. He's like, you're really clued out, aren't you? He says, yeah, it's one of those pyramid things. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Well, some people say it's a bad thing. I learned on the fly. I really did.
But we were both small business people. So if somebody had come to us and approached us with a tool like small, now granted the internet wasn't around when we started doing networking, which is okay. So we're kind of dating ourselves there, but yeah, right. You know, there wasn't anything called an app.
I think we had email.
Barely. I know our first company.
No, we had email. We had email because I had
AOL
in my neon.
I think I had an AOL.
In my neon sign business, I had email. So, but yeah, so things have changed dramatically. It's easier now. But as a result of it being easier, it's actually harder to convert because everything's become easier to connect and easier to contact and easier to do the easy things. It's actually become more work to make a legitimate connection. You have to try harder. You have to be doing what all the Autobots are not doing to get to that connection, like you do on LinkedIn. Pick up the phone.
Yeah. Let's talk about the app. You know, because many of you that are coming to us have a product. You know, and some have services. So I'm going to go from the product end. If you've got a product, many of your companies also have products that you do some sort of either a trial basis, sampling for a little bit and stuff like that. And if you just go and give somebody your product to try, whether they pay for it or not, however your company sets it up, if you're not following up with that person,
might as well not give them the product.
What's the point of doing it? So use the Hour a Day system. Create a follow-up series of connections. It doesn't necessarily need to be emails, because through Hour a Day, you can follow up. It'll tell you to follow up by a text message, through social media, through a direct message through Twitter, send them a Facebook, some sort of connection, or you've even got something called Communicator app, which is another great way to connect with people, so they get a push notification to their phone with that connection. So there's different ways to connect. An Hour a Day or Small Biz Dream will do that in an automated or semi-automated way.
So it'll keep you in control. I mean, here's the weird thing that's happened with social media is we've all become really crappy at follow-up as a direct result of social media. We get on social media and we make a post to our Facebook group and we assume that everybody watched it. This is not a good thing. The reality is we're assuming that everyone's paying attention to our Facebook stuff. We're assuming that they're paying attention to any of our posting to any of our social media
our feeds, right?
But so we've backed off of emailing. We've backed off of following up because somehow we've started to assume that because they're in my Facebook group, or they should be, right? I'm the guy that has the Facebook group, so they should be in it. We've got it all twisted up. We've got it twisted up that we still need to do the work, right? They're not interested until they're interested. And a Facebook group is probably not going to get them because they're not going to prioritize it. They're not going to log in to look at your Facebook group to see your stuff. Even your own members won't. You need to keep the old-fashioned emails or communicator type style stuff going on. Or if you're going to use Facebook, by all means, have a way to follow up with them that you're being triggered to remember to follow up with them on Facebook Messenger. Because what happens right now with social media is I send you a message today and you reply back, and maybe we tic-tac back and forth, and then it gets dropped, and then we never revisit it until 6 months later when I go, what's this? Oh, shoot, I dropped the ball on that. You need something to remind you that, hey, go check out if it's ready to send something to reinitiate the conversation. See if you can get it further. But yeah, social media has made us really lazy. We reach out in real time and we think that's all cool, but often that's where it ends. We never would have done that in the old-fashioned way of doing things. We had day timers to remind us when to call them again, day timers. We had all kinds of stuff to remind us when to do something again. In social media, we lose that. Unless we have some kind of a tool, we absolutely lose it. So we have a little tic-tac and then it disappears, and we felt good that we had a connection, but we never got anywhere. Oh my God, that's a gold mine we're missing. You got to do something to remember to get back in contact with them, to reinitiate that conversation over and over and over.
Yeah, absolutely. So once again, it's that high tech and it's a high touch, merging the two together. The things that we did 20 years ago work today. Yep. Except now we have, we don't have rotary dial telephones. It's right. Faster to dial now than it was. It doesn't, and we don't have $3,000 a month cell phone bills.
Right. We don't even have to dial. You can actually just pick it from your list. It'll dial for you.
There you go.
Just saying.
So that's, we wanted to give you some ideas over the summer. What do you need to do? You still need to reach out. You need to connect face to face.
Let's connect the dots.
Yes.
Every business event that you can go to, every business networking event you can go to, you're going to get a higher caliber of people than you might normally be around. They're better for your business should the time
How do I find the local business events? What's the
Go to meetups.com, search your local Chamber of Commerce website. Your local Chamber of Commerce website will almost for sure have an events section. You can probably join your local Chamber of Commerce for $50 or $100 a month. Best money you could ever spend. You get access to all their events. Meetups.com, there's all kinds of them. Go to person-to-person ones, which is mostly meetups, but more people are cheating and doing webinars / person-to-person. Just get out there and start looking around. If you've got a local business newspaper in Vancouver, there's one called Business in Vancouver. Get a copy of it. Go through it. The events coming up over the next 2 months will be guaranteed to be advertised in those type of publications. And then get out, register for them, go to them, spend a bit of money on them. I know it sucks. It might be $50 whole. Do it. Spend it.
Well, the ones you spend money on, usually you're going to get some really nice snacks and a beer or two, or a glass of wine.
You're going to get some prime rib, whatever. So, and you're going to, more importantly, higher caliber of people. You're going to be in the ultimate sponsor up zone. Okay. Now, let's connect the dots from there. We say business networking event. Everything we just told you about today is also the exact right way to deal with people at a summer barbecue, at a summer beach get together, at a summer, it's nice, let's all go sit and drink beer on a patio event. All of these techniques work in any situation where you're meeting people. Just don't be that MLM'er that people try to avoid. Talk about them more than you. Don't get into your business. Make connections, make friends, take it out of the event for the next part.
Now, you're talking about events and local events, so that means if there's a trade show in my area, I should go get a trade show booth, right?
That was fake? Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I have clients, again, we sell MLM software for those that don't know. And I have a lot of clients who get all excited when one of their members comes to them and says, hey, there's a health and wellness trade show coming. And if you guys go half on the booth, we'll go half and we'll all get rich. I have never once seen a trade show booth do anything ever for anybody's business. Oh, well, no, that's not true. It definitely takes $2,000 out of your budget that you could have spent to go to 20 different networking events, make some friends, convert them eventually distributors, members, business builders, and get rich. Or you can go to a trade show and get sore legs, sell nothing, do nothing, have people literally walk on the other side of the aisle from your booth if they happen to know what MLM is, or as soon as they hear about you attacking people about your opportunity, or better yet, why don't you just go to a trade show and just sell product, Craig?
There you go. Boy, oh boy, you made a lot of money there. Because that's what MLM is all about, right?
Good. It is. It's about selling product to all the people who say no to your business.
Got it. So, yeah, no, I mean, and we've been doing this a long time. And I've in my previous jobs before being an MLM, Been to a lot of trade shows. Had a lot of trade show booths. I mean, they're long. You're waiting for people to come in. You're not allowed to even go outside your booth and talk to anybody within a certain radius. I mean, you got so many rules, and it's so much better just being the person with the name tag.
Yeah.
Because everybody wants to talk to you at all the booths. You can go talk to everybody at every booth.
Yeah. So you want to work a trade show, you don't.
And with the app, you just take their name, you got their card and their name and information, and sends them an email saying, "I visited your booth."
Yeah. So, are trade shows a good place to go? Absolutely, to walk the floor and try to bump into people and talk to all the poor guys that have been tasked with manning the booths. Because that's a thankless, awful, horrible job. And it's usually the lower people in the company. They don't get paid worth of crap. They work 14-hour days while the trade show's on. Get them on the last day of the trade show. They're going to be far more receptive because they're going to realize how much it sucked. Because they were probably there the first time, and the first time everyone tells you how great it is, and there's parties, and it's all cool, and it's great. And by Sunday, you're going, "This is horrible." Go talk to them then. Hey, what do you do? Hey, what do you do on the side?
Yeah.
Right?
They all do something on the side. Look, I know you can't talk about it here at your booth, but let me just take a picture of your business card. If you're not using this cool app. Now, granted, at all trade shows, typically they have some sort of scanning system to scan your card, which is their follow-up.
Yeah, but they're not going to call you anyways. That's why you need to get their card.
So you get theirs, and you just do a little snap, and it follows up with an email that you said, "Hey, I met you at your booth.
Yeah.
At this trade show. Hey, let's talk a little bit about, what you're doing on the side."
Yeah.
I mean, it's real simple that way. Everybody's got a side business.
Yeah. And of course, you could also be bumping into as many people as possible that are walking the trade show as well. Because if the trade show is something that you think might have people interested in what you're selling or doing, then that means the people walking the show are also potentially interested in what you're selling or doing. So it's just about, you found a place where a whole bunch of people with a common interest are concentrated. Find a way to go meet as many of them as possible in a non-offensive way, right? Whether you get into your side business talk or not, whatever, say, "Hey, you know what? I'd love to talk more about what you do. Do you mind if I scan your credit card and tell you a little bit more of what I am?"
I'll scan your credit card.
It's
credit card. Thank you. I want to go to Vegas.
Right. So you can either go right for it there because you talk enough, or you can just go on making the connection and then work it all after the fact. Either way, if you have a tool, it's going to be starting the process for you. Yeah. And that's nothing but.
Now, if you're looking for a good way to have conversations like Dennis, and we're talking about these cute little bunker rings, Dennis has got them available. You can actually buy them from Dennis. He's going to give him a call or a direct message that you want to have some. They're not very expensive. You can get them for, I don't know what they bulk. I mean, individually they sell for like $20 each. So you're not going to buy them one at a time.
The hour a day ones.
Yeah, look at that. So you can buy them and just go on the website, I'm sure, or connect with Dennis if you want to use them as a giveaway, because it is a really neat way to have a conversation with somebody, to open up, and then they leave there remembering they got something from you. And these, by the way, if you've never put one on the back of your phone, I mean, it is just the best way to be able to go do selfies. Your phone doesn't fall off. You can twist your phone around on it, and it works as a stand. So if you're watching a YouTube video, and what I worked out is when you're in the car, goes in your car vent. So now your hands free. So it's really kind of a cool thing. So if you want to have something simple, easy to give away, if your company doesn't have something simple like that, the great thing about this is you're not now talking about the company. Every time they put their phone in their hand, who do they remember? They remember you because you gave them something cool, because they gave you your credit card, or their credit card.
There we go.
They gave you their business card, and you're going to follow up, and you gave them, something for that.
Yeah. So, and again, that could get costly. So it's a great idea, but you want to sort of sift and sort your prospects on who you're going to hand out $2 bills to, right?
Yeah.
So I agree. It absolutely is an awesome thing to do. But obviously you don't give it to people that haven't shown a fairly direct interest. Or you say, "Hey, look, maybe it's not the first day you meet them, but when you get to the point of talking about your business, hey, if you do try our products, I'd be happy to give you one of these for the adventure of trying our products," right? Use it as a doodad, right? Use it as an incentive for them to actually try your products. So once you've legitimately tried our products, I'll give you one of these.
Yeah, and they are. You go online, they're $20. I mean, you go to, and then you got to get it shipped to you, run them one at a time. You're going to spend $25 US to get one of these things shipped to your door. And believe me, at $25, it's worth every penny of it, because there is no better way to be able. And then it goes flat so that it fits into your pocket or into your phone. So yes.
So, so there's lots of techniques you can use to network like a boss. Again, when I'm at networking events, I use the Small Business Dream bunker rings all the time. If I was there representing MLM in any way, I would use the hour a day ones because it's just something to break the ice with. And I'd use the hour a day ones for anyone I met that was in MLM. So it's almost like a friendship gift to someone who might become huge in my business versus someone who knows nothing about MLM. So it's part of that mentoring and making friends first with another network marketing leader. That would probably be how I would use it because it would be well received. And, you know, we'd start that, that whole conversation of friendship and mentorship, both of us secretly waiting for the other guy's company to get in trouble. And there's nothing wrong to patiently wait for yours or their company to get in trouble. And then that mentorship relationship takes on a whole new meaning because now you get to go work together, whether it's your side or his side or her side, doesn't matter. Now you end up coming together. And if it never happens, you'll grow old and happy as really, really good friends that can drink the same level of wine because you're both making money. You don't have to go to the restaurant and offer to pay for the $200 bottle of wine for your friend that can't afford it. It's awesome.
So just in finishing everything off here, you know, if you haven't already got the Hour a Day, the Small Biz Dream app, make sure you get it. Write this down. Go to this website. It's really simple. TWT.BZ, BZ here in Canada, but BZ for all Americans /HAD, hour a day. Okay.
That'll take you right to the free trial page. Or go to the website on the wall and click on the free trial link, and you can start there as well.
Houraday.com. That's a great way to do it. Or if you're not in network marketing, what are you doing on our webinar? But
thank you.
Smallbizdream.com has, and that's BIZ.
Yeah.
Z. Yeah, there. And one of those things. And you can download it. Try it for free. If you got any questions, connect with Dennis. You know, send him an email, Dennis@smallbizdream.com
or Dennis@houraday.com or Dennis@Internetnextstep.com. They all work.
And if you send them within an hour of watching this presentation, send them a message, and you're going to give them another 30 days on top of their 30-day free trial.
Double your free trial.
So that's a $60 value.
Absolutely.
Just for learning a little bit about your business. We want to thank you for taking some time. I do see, so we got some Aussie people there as well. Good morning, I guess good early afternoon for you tomorrow. And some people back east. I know it's getting a little bit late for you. Thanks for taking time and joining us here. We'll be back here next week. Use this tool to connect with your friends. Download the app. You got any questions, give us a call, and we'll help you build the business of your dreams. Thanks, everybody.
See ya.
Bye for now.